JS, if you talk about what JS is completely untyped. I'll give you one demo. See where here, and you can say nm, where nm is equals to Android, where nm is equals to what? Android. Okay. Now nm can become number also, nm can become boolean value also, nm can take some precision value also, which will lead to some problems. So what we are having, just where nm, and then you can say true and this. So in a JavaScript, right, JavaScript is untyped programming language, right? If you want to make it typed, right, if you want to make it typed, there are some alternatives like TypeScript. They have clearly stated here. If you can see, TypeScript is a typed superset of the JavaScript that compiles to what? Plain. Typed superset of the JS. Now let us see. It is a TS. Remember that extension of this file is my.js. Extension of this file is r.ts. Right. Now I'll do same thing. Right. I'll do where here. I'm making where nm is equals to, you can say Android. nm is equals to what? Android. Now let me try to assign nm is equals to 10. Can you see there is one error? The type 10 is not assignable to type string. Typed superset, but at this line there is a no error, at this line there is an error. Here there is an error, here there is a no error. Typed superset. So whatever we are going to learn in the coding only. That's why it is a code cool. Learn everything in the terms of what? Code itself. So nm, even nm is equals to true is not possible. See error. Because the programming languages like TypeScript comes with their type, comes with some basic types like where nm. Indirectly, can you see one tooltip has came over there, where nm is of type string is equals to Android, and that's why this line is not equals to this line in the TS TypeScript. Why it's not equal? Because of indirectly it has taken this syntax internally, because here you are using TypeScript and here you are using JavaScript, TS and the JS. So this where is dedicatedly of type string. I mean, this where is going to hold only data of type string. That's it. Well, if you want to create, say, where num, you can provide the number is of type what? Number is equals to 100. Then if you try to assign num or string to the num, say code cool, that won't happen. Because the variable num is going to hold the data of type, what you can say, it is going to hold the data of type number only, and you are trying to assign what? String to it. That's the problem. Well, you can create a variable which anything, which can hold absolutely what? Anything. Say global v is of type any, and you can assign 100 to it. GLB, you can assign what you can say, string to it, anything to it, GLB. is equals to true, anything to it you can assign it, true or false, whatever it is. Because the variable GLB is of type what? Any. It can hold anything. So we are discussing Angular, right? And in Angular 2 or Angular X, Google have used one programming language called as TypeScript, which is a programming language from the Microsoft. It is an open source programming language, which is that TypeScript. I'll show you on the GitHub pages. Let's go to the GitHub pages. Let's go to the GitHub page. Can you see fork me on the GitHub? Just go to the Git. Can you see how many stars are there? 39,000 stars are there. It's an open source. All source is available over here. Just click on this bar and you 100% TypeScript. So whole this thing has been written 100% in if you can see this. Let's go to the Angular now on the GitHub. Say Angular and GitHub. Just go to the Angular. Can you see Angular and the Angular JS? Let's open these two. Open this and you can open this, right? How many stars are there? 40,000 stars are there. Just click on this bar. 89% or fairly you can say 90% which programming language has used. So this bar shows you which programming languages has been used to develop this framework. So 89% it is TypeScript, 4.6% JS or 5% you can say, and remaining all these things. Now go here and click on this 100% fairly JavaScript. Difference between Angular JS and what? Angular is this. How many stars are there? 59,000 stars are there. How many stars are there? 1,000 stars are there. And see this. Right. Like this. Angular JS and the Angular. First difference is a programming language, which is this. Are you getting that? Right? Now, if you want to learn the Angular, right? If you want to learn the Angular, few things as a prerequisite we have seen. First is what? One design framework. You should have a good idea of what is a TypeScript, right? You should be a programmer of the JavaScript, very first thing. And you have huge scope, tremendous scope in the future. If you become a mean stack developer or if you become the full stack developer, you have tremendous scope in the market. Right, you have huge scope in the market, so don't worry about that. You have to become a, what you can say, expert programmer. Right? Fine. So your Angular JS is here and Angular is here. Something like this. Now what we'll do? Let's try to have what you can say, something about the node. Something about what? Node. Because you need to know what do you mean by node very first. Because whenever you create an Angular project, it is a node package. Even Angular project itself is a node package. Right, so in this lecture, what we are discussing, what do you mean by the Angular, what is the difference between Angular and Angular JS, then what are the prerequisites to learn the Angular, what is a TypeScript. So in a prerequisite, your TypeScript comes, in a prerequisite, your design framework comes, and in a prerequisite, you should know what do you mean by, what you can say, Node.js. Right, so let's go to the node and you can see Node.js. Well, do you have any queries or any concerns? If you have any queries, please ask me. Angular project, yes, we'll see. I'm going to come to that. Any queries or concerns, please ask me.